driving while I'm fighting to achieve my fucking goals. I'm so obsessed with the quest, it is so absurd. Hope I don't end up in the back of a hearse. I'm focused on my time, I hope my mama never in the dirt. I'm contemplating getting a couple bitches, have them in the fucking kitchen and they cooking up that word. You think I'm tripping, but I am so disturbed. I'm fucking twisted, I'm so sadistic, but I'm a mystic. Just in case you missed it, pay attention, shut up and listen. I believe in God's high and mighty godly existence. Ayo, 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 ayo. Trying to get my money right, just listen to my songs. I'm gonna be a movie star on your radio. Ayo, 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 ayo. I'm trying to get my shot, I'm aiming for the stars. Sleeping on me now I won't know just who you are. Sleeping on me is a really foolish thing. I'm hunted by all these dreams. That's something I must achieve. I'm steady grinding. I'm trying to be the man that I dream. I wanna be crowned a king, but I'm stuck in reality. Ayo, ayo, ayo. I want you to know that I am going to blow. Ayo, 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 ayo. Trying to get my money right, just listen to my songs. I'm gonna be a movie star on your radio. Ayo, 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 ayo. I'm trying to get my shot, I'm aiming for the stars. Sleeping on me now I won't know just who you are. I'm trying to find my way, looking up the shiny days. My storms flew away, now I'm standing here in place. You know I'm trying to find my way. I gotta grind to make some change. I'm trying to turn away this pain. I'm unbothered by the change. I found my way. Somehow I found my motherfucking way today. The storm is gone and I'm just riding a different wave. I'm so stuck up in the past, I'm proud I escaped. I'm on a run and hope the devil don't come back for me. And I have been through hell, going through pain and despair. But thanks to the Lord I have been saved and I'm prepared to stray away from temptation that's coming my way. I'm trying to find my way.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? If I can get my computer and stuff rocking and rolling, we can keep the show moving on. I'm starting off terrible. You can't even see my black ass. What the hell is going on here? Come on now, computer. Move it now, goddammit. Thank you. God damn, that couldn't have been more smoother than this. Hello, everybody. My name is Eric Mother-Loving Lloyd, and we're finna talk about the potentials of Trump going to jail. Okay? It's real. Out here in the field. So let me go ahead and flash just real quick for you raggedy bastards. I'm scared to do anything because I know I'm shaking like a salt shaker. I didn't know I'm shaking like a salt shaker. So with that being said, I am going to try to stall as professionally as I humanly can. Do you understand what I'm saying? So hopefully I could just go on with my show without my bullshit tripping. But I digress, okay? Let me try to bear with me with the technical difficulties, okay? Pray for me because this don't look like this is cutting it for me. This don't look like I got a future in this mother lover at all. Okay? I'm trying to cut down as much manpower as I possibly can, but this bitch don't seem to be moving. And I'm kind of getting agitated because I'm on a live show. And this motherfucker ain't never acted like this. Okay? I done sent the links out. I'm trying to get the show on the road. And I can't even show the goddamn thumbnail. Ain't that about a bald-headed bitch? About time. Lord, can somebody please help a brother out and invest into my campaign? Can somebody, you're investing into all these ugly motherfuckers. Can you invest in your boy? Couldn't you help your boy try to do this bullshit? We here to talk about this ugly bastard right here. Oh yeah, folks. Yeah, American people, I am the greatest president there ever was. I am the only person that could do absolutely everything right. And people, let's believe this or not, I am the best president that the world has ever, and I mean ever experienced. Okay, I got the world greatest economy. Best believe, totally terrific, folks. I got the greatest trade war with China. Totally amazing, if you ask me. But America's thrived under me. Americans did what they were supposed to do. So we inspired this here. Let me get my big-headed ass out the way. I apologize for this. And also, if this impression is completely terrible, I blame the creator, Eric Lloyd. He completely sucks. He's trash. He needs to die. Something needs to happen. I don't know what it is. I am never going to speak about this guy again because who is he again? What's his name? Okay, all right. This is the problem here. Now, let me stop talking about that crazy shit. Okay, January 6th, 2021. I hope I didn't lose none of you bastards with that damn impression. Lord have mercy. I just learned it a couple days ago, so God bless me. Following then U.S. President Donald J. Trump defeat in 2020 in a presidential election, a mob of his supporters attacked the Capitol building in Washington. Wow. They sought to keep Trump in power by preventing a joint session of Congress from counting the electoral votes to finalize the victory of President-elect at that time, Joe Slow Sleepy Ass Biden. Now I'm supposed to be starting this motherfucker correct, and I'm going completely off the rails. Let me turn this ugly bastard off because I didn't mean to show his raggedy ass. We trying to move forward. Look at this carnation bullshit here. These supposed to be patriots, according to that nigga Tucker Carlson. Patriots, huh? Patriots? Well, let's talk about these patriots and what the hell they did. 5 people died shortly before, during, or following the event. 1 was shot. I've seen that bitch on national television get shot by a Capitol police officer. Another died of an overdose. What the hell? And 3 died of natural causes. Maybe they were old as hell. I don't know. That's kind of strange. Many people were injured, including 138 police officers. 4 officers who responded to the attack died by suicide within 7 months. Jesus Christ, that is dark. As of July 7th, 2022, monetary damages caused by attackers exceeded $2.7 million. Now, if you was in the last stream that I was currently in, I talked about the systemic racism that America currently faced and has always faced. How the system is rigged against black-skinned people or minorities so that the white race would advance a lot more. That isn't some conspiracy. Some people don't understand because they don't live through that and they don't see that this is against them. But for the most part, for those of you who experience it on a day-and-day basis, I understand because I experience it. And I had voiced my opinion on what it is in examples of racial, systemic racism. And January 6th was a hot topic because the Black Lives Matter protest couldn't even start without the military ready to go. Now, if you want to come to the understanding that, hey, is Trump a crook? Let's pose that question for this live stream. Is Trump a crook? Is he guilty in this? Is he responsible for January 6th? That's a better question. Is Trump responsible for January 6th? Well, I'm here to prove that or answer that question for those of you who out here who are blatant Trump supporters, who loves him, that doesn't see anything wrong. We're going to come to the conclusion on whether or not Donald Trump is guilty of this carnage. People have died as a result of this day. News has not let it go as a result of this day. I've tried to avoid it at all cost and still had to face its ugly reality as an American citizen. Understanding that this unprecedented situation could occur every election from the here on future. All somebody has to do is claim that an election is fraudulent. I hope y'all didn't just see me slob on national television. So, let's talk about the events that led up to this insurrection. This event right here is called the Save America Rally, or March to Save America, promoted as Save America March. I just said that bullshit. Took place on January 6th in the Eclipse within the National Mall just south of the White House. Look at this bullshit. Now, before I move forward, let's take a look at a clip. Sorry if I seem snuffy. I just got stuffy out of nowhere. So sorry if that's bothering some of you bastards. Let's take a look.
Announced area tent behind the stage. He was very concerned about the shot, meaning the photograph that we would get, because the rally space wasn't full. One of the reasons, which I've previously stated, was because he wanted it to be full and for people to not feel excluded because they'd come far to watch him at the rally. And he felt the mags were at fault for not letting everybody in. But another leading reason, and likely the primary reason, is because he wanted it full and he was angry that we weren't letting people through the mags with weapons, what the Secret Service deemed as weapons and our weapons. I was in the vicinity of a conversation where I overheard the president say something to the effect of, I don't effing care that they have weapons. They're not here to hurt me. Take the effing mags away. Let my people in. They can march to the Capitol from here. Let the people in. Take the effing mags away.
So clearly, Trump didn't give a goddamn whether these people had weapons or not. Understanding he is the president of the United States of America. His Secret Service men are trying to keep this under control because they know that these people have weapons. So the president says, I don't give a damn. Let my people through. I need them with them weapons to go in that Capitol and bring me back my election that they stole. So, let's see how that rally went, shall we? Mo Brooks was a featured speaker at the rally and spoke at 9 a.m., where he said today is the day American patriots start taking down names and kicking ass. And later, are you willing to do what it takes to fight for America? Louder, bastards, I can't hear you. Will you fight for America? Stoking the flames of these angry people because their president lost. And this crippled bastard, Representative Madison Crawford, out of North Carolina, said, this crowd has some fight, baby. Amy Crumper told attendees it's up to you to save this republic and called on them to keep up the fight. Not only did this crippled bastard say something, but these crooked bastards said something. Trump's sons, Donald Trump Jr. and Eric, along with Eric's wife, Laura Trump, also spoke, naming and verbally attacking Republican congressmen and senators who were not supporting the effort to challenge the Electoral College vote and promising to campaign against them in future primary elections. Donald Jr. said, Republican lawmakers, if you're going to be the zero and not the hero, we are coming for you. Now, what kind of lame bullshit is that? And not only that, but former New York governor, the savior, supposedly, of 9/11, Rudy Giuliani bitch-ass Yanni, repeated conspiracy theories that voting machines used in the elections were crooked, and at 10:50 called a trial by combat. What does that sound like to you? A trial by combat? Sounds like a trial in a court situation determining whether somebody's life lives or not. And I guess the way that would be held is by combat. So, starting at 11:58, behind the bulletproof shield, President Trump gave a speech declaring that he would never concede the election, criticized the media, and called for Pence to overturn the election results, something outside of Pence's constitutional right. So, this man here stokes the flames of these angry people, holding his signs, getting these people geared up for war. Gearing up for war. Now, I need to pause on this one, because this mother lover, Sean Thompson, wants me to make an example out of his ass. Sir, how you doing? You got all my attention. How are you? You okay? I decided not to make a segment on you because it was not worth my time. But I'll be sure to do that next time. You missed the last stream. It was a really good one. You should get in those comments instead of this one. But anyway, we're on a different subject today. Just know, Sean Thompson, I will take your raggedy ass out, okay? Let me do some research on your motherfucker, and let me follow through with those promises since you're coming on the live stream, disrupting things. Let's do that. I got you next time. Since you're here, hello, Sean Thompson. I'm going to give you 30 minutes of fame and take your raggedy ass out. So you better be ready. You better not try to report the bull stuff, okay? And you better not have your feelings hurt. I'm going to just go ahead and put that out there. So you better be ready, okay? All right. So let's move forward with this raggedy damn show, because niggas got me all fucked up and I'm trying to talk about Trump potentially taking his raggedy ass to jail. And I can't wait for that situation to happen, because I'm going to laugh at these raggedy bastards with this nigga stoking the flames. I can't wait for that. So let's take a look at what this young lady has to say about Trump storing and stroking the flames of violence.
When you look back at the past 6 years, what do you see as the watershed moments?
The campaign of 2016 was a watershed in terms of the beginning of a systematic attempt by Trump and people around him to shift our political culture from a democracy to an authoritarian one. And what that meant was he was speaking about violence as something positive.
I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
And he was in a way kind of having an emotional retraining of Americans to say, violence against your neighbor, it doesn't always have to be bad. It's not that you can never criticize the Democrats, but it is a false equivalency. And January 6th is proof of that.
January 6th is proof of this mother lover stoking the flames of violence. Now, let's not forget, this is the same man that said I could stand on Fifth Avenue and shoot a man and the people still will love me. And I'd be damned if that man was not telling the truth. For sure, I believe it to this day, he could kill somebody and his fans still support him. See, Trump fans or Trump supporters live in this fixed reality. Trust me, I lived with some, so I know. I'm very aware of. I had to get out that situation because, nigga, I didn't want to be in a get out situation. I ain't trying to get my brain all fucked up and then the white man sitting inside my body and all that. I'm too black for that. So, okay, you know how the nigga took a photo and the nigga's like, get out of here, local nigga. You don't want to be like me. I would have been having all kinds of antics like that. Just randomly, just nigga, I'm a nigga. There's a white man inside of me. Yes, I would have gave it away. I'm telling you right now. I'm too ignorant to be on some bullshit like that. I'm trying to tell you. So let's take a look at some examples of how Trump stoked the flames and how his people followed up on it.
Hold it up high. Lion takers, you put the Bible down, then a lie.
This man gets kicked out of a rally and he gets elbowed in the face. And mind you, that's after Trump already stating, hey, if you guys hit him, punch him in the face, and I'll get you out of jail. I'll bond you out. I'll get my lawyers on it to make sure he represent your case. I was like, word? Because if these niggas start really knocking niggas out, then that's going to be a lot of money that you have to settle with. And Donald Trump, I know you got some paper, but I don't know if you got that kind of paper to be supporting all these raggedy bastards trying to punch everybody. So let's take a look also at how the police handled a man just getting punched in the face by a white Trump supporter.
Hold it up high. Lion takers, you put the Bible down, then a lie.
Oh!
This is terrible. So, homie gets punched in his face. Hold up, my shit is tripping like a bastard, okay? Let me just go ahead and say that right now. I hope you niggas can hear me, okay? Having some technical difficulties because my bitch-ass computer is trying to get trashed right now. But, as I was saying, that's what happened after that man got punched. Hey, Sean Thompson, bitch ass nigga, can you give me a reason why that was okay? Do you got any excuse why we've heard Trump as a candidate explain, hey, fire, fight, punch him? Don't you like to punch a guy in the face? And a random guy who has no reason to elbow a man gets elbowed. And then on top of that, to insult to injury, the police then decide to put him in handcuffs after getting elbowed in the face when exiting the building. He wasn't getting rowdy. He got his ass up and was walking towards the exit. How is that okay? Oh, now you're offended by me calling you the N-word. Right. You can't give me an answer. Oh, I'm black. I take, nigga, shut your ass up and get your ass off this damn stream. I don't know who the hell, I'm black and I'm black and niggas done called me that for my whole motherfucking life. So shut your ass up and get your sensitive ass off this stream. Please. Well, you just called another black man an N-word. Nigga, you are Ben Carlson, the brain surgeon that is really dumb as hell. How the hell you gonna come on my live stream knowing my damn content and talking about, oh, how you gonna do it? Come on, bro. Come get your soft, sensitive, salactic ass the hell on out of here. Oh, you hurt my feelings. I'm a black man and another black man calling me the N-word? Oh my God. Come on, nigga. I'm not finna deal with that bullshit. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. This is so-called patriots. This is your so-called patriots. Tucker Carlson on Fox News said that these were patriots. I can't believe that. Look at this shit. These are patriots. Our goddamn capital. And these are the Patriots. Not the goddamn New England Patriots, my team, but patriots of the United States fighting for their country while storming the Capitol, trying to prevent President Biden from getting elected. And this ignorant bastard says, bro, that's freedom. Well, what about the Black Lives Matter protest? Is that freedom with the military already posted out, waiting for them to try it? Because I guarantee you, if this was a bunch of black people, it'll be a damn massacre. A massacre. Look at this. Now, these same people talk about, oh, Colin Kaepernick kneeling down to the side. You see those guys in black at the tunnel up there? Those are police officers. Those are police officers. The same ones that Colin Kaepernick was taking the knee for at the national anthem. And the same people that said, oh, you're disrespecting our military. Oh, you're disrespecting our country. Oh, you're disrespecting our police officers. Do that to not only their country, but their police officers. The whole reason why Colin Kaepernick stands what it was. Look at this. Look at this. Animals taking over the Capitol. I had a post on TikTok talking about, oh, white lives matter, huh? And explaining the definition of that. And somebody said, well, I'd rather support something like that than people tearing up the city, tearing up my city. I said, damn fool. The black people, Black Lives Matter, tear up their own damn city. They ain't tearing up the rich white folks area. Where these niggas live, tearing up the damn capital of the United States of America. They ain't doing that. And I'd rather get with niggas that tear up their own shit than to tear up some shit that's been here that represents this country and how great we are. Do you know how that made us look on a world stage? Look at this. This is inside the Capitol. And Black Lives Matter protests couldn't even get their ass on the damn stairs. How? How, Sway? The president let this happen. And speaking of the president, he was forced to give a speech to tell his people to step away. Let's see how seriously he take it and his outtakes. Y'all be the judge.
And if you broke the law, you can't say that. I'm not gonna, I already said you will pay. The demonstrators who infiltrated the Capitol have defied the seat of justice. It's defiled, right? See, I can't see it very well. But this election is now over. Congress has certified the results. I don't want to say the election's over. I just want to say Congress has certified the results without saying the election's over, okay? I would like to begin by addressing the heinous attack yesterday. Yesterday is a hard word for me. My only goal was to ensure the integrity of the vote. My only goal was to ensure the integrity of the vote.
This man is more concerned about how he looks and how he is portraying his message versus getting the message out to his people as soon as possible. How practiced, how rehearsed that was. Also, sicking his fans on his own vice president, where his people was out making their way into the Capitol screaming, "Hang Mike Pence." So, Mike Pence was called weak. We're going to hear Trump say it out of his own mouth about his president, vice president that he chose, that was the actual commander-in-chief, believe it or not, outside of this damn fool running the office. Let's see what Mike Pence has to say about the insurrection.
Just to stay on that, General, if they were to call you, the committee, to come and testify, talk, would you be agreeable?
Well, I would, if there was an invitation to participate, I would consider it. But you've heard me mention the Constitution a few times this morning. On the Constitution, we have 3 co-equal branches of government. And any invitation to be directed to me, I would have to reflect on the unique role that I was serving in as vice president. It'd be unprecedented in history for a vice president to be summoned to testify on Capitol Hill. But as I said, I don't want to prejudge. If there's ever any formal invitation rendered to us, we'd give it due consideration.
Now, it is unprecedented for a president to go down to Capitol Hill and testify. Trump put all of these senators, even his allies, in risk. We're going to see that. Some of his astonished reporters or supporters actually giving a fist pump to the insurrection. And then finding his bitch ass running away. But let's see how gangster Mike Pence is and why he decided to not leave the Capitol. Check this out.
Did the vice president leave the Capitol complex during the attack?
He did not. When we got down to the secure location, Secret Service directed us to get into the cars, which I did. And then I noticed that the vice president had not. So I got out of the car that I had gotten into, and I understood that the vice president had refused to get into the car. The head of his Secret Service detail, Tim, had said, "I assure you we're not going to drive out of the building without your permission." And the vice president had said something to the effect of, "Tim, I know you, I trust you, but you're not the one behind the wheel." And the vice president did not want to take any chance that the world would see the vice president of the United States fleeing the United States Capitol.
How would that look to the world? How does that even look for a president to set up a rally, literally telling them to storm the Capitol, take it back by force and combat? Trial by combat. Our vice president potentially being forced to leave, but not too scared to leave the Capitol as the vice president of the United States because there's people out there screaming, "Hang Mike Pence." the vice president. Let's see Trump's response, not only on his opinion on Pence and his decision to count all the votes as he was supposed to do constitutionally, and his response to an investigation by a Congress committee, which I will explain quite shortly, launched based on the insurrection put out by Trump.
The committee is taking the testimony of witnesses who defended me for 8 hours, chopping it up and truncating sound bites to make it sound like what they said was absolutely terrible. But remember, it's also the people that weren't allowed to even testify that wanted to. A lot of people wanted to go and testify about what they saw and how crooked it was. Meanwhile, the committee refuses to play any of the tape of people saying the good things, the things that we want to hear. It's a one-way street. I never called Mike Pence a wimp. I never called him a wimp. Mike Pence had a chance to be great. He had a chance to be, frankly, historic. But just like Bill Barr and the rest of these weak people, Mike, and I say it sadly because I like him, but Mike did not have the courage to act.
But yet, Mike had the courage to act. He did his job, as the vice president is supposed to do around that time, when the peaceful transfer of power is supposed to take place. Trump swore to never concede. Ever. And he did. He ended up leaving the White House, but he didn't concede. So, let's talk about this United States House Select Committee. So the United States House Select Committee to investigate the January 6th attack on the United States Capitol, more known commonly as January 6th Committee, is a bipartisan, let's get this right for you dumbasses out here, bipartisan, both parties, select committee of the House of Representatives investigating the January 6th United States Capitol attack. The attack was perpetrated by a mob of supporters of then President Donald Trump, who had lost, I repeat for some of you jackasses out there that believe that this election was stolen, who had lost the 2020 presidential election, but refused to concede, making false and disproving claims of widespread voter fraud. In an unprecedented attempt to overturn the goddamn election, the committee has alleged that Trump knew he did not win the election and thus perpetrating a fraud, and has referred to a criminal conspiracy that led to the attack on our U.S. Capitol. Y'all president out here. Well, a lot of shit's gonna change, I'm gonna be honest with you. For those of you that are Trump supporters that will make excuses for this man, I got something for you guys. So, since we understood what Trump had to say, let's take a look at what an officer has to say who experienced that.
I recognized the fact that there were individuals that were trying to grab a hold of my gun. I remember one of them distinctly lunging at me time and time again, trying to grab my gun. And I heard people in the crowd yelling, "Get his gun, kill him with his own gun." I no longer posed any type of threat, nor was I an impediment to them, going inside of the building. But yet they tortured me. They beat me. I was struck with a taser device at the base of my skull numerous times. And they continued to do so until I yelled out that I have kids.
Wow. The only thing that saved his life was the fact that he yelled out he had kids. They were trying to kill an officer with his own gun. But that's patriotic. The same officers that they had fought and ruined a whole man's career because he wanted to make a statement as the leader that he is, as the star that he was or currently is. All at the risk of his career. And I'm talking about Colin Kaepernick for some of you assholes out here. Now, I do want to stop a second to notice this jackass. This man says, bro, the Republican Party is one of those who fought against slavery. You should be on our side, bruh. Well, let's be clear, sir. As far as history, yes, that's right. Technically, that's right, Abraham Lincoln. But also, if you educate yourself and listen to the live stream, I talked about how that wasn't Abraham Lincoln's true intentions. That was just the way his party had went. And politicians, even to this day, will pick on certain ideas as far as policy based on what is a majority like agreed upon thing that his party is. Basically, the party makes the politician, including the voters, viewers that keep these politicians in power. So yes, back in the day, being a part of the Republican Party would have benefited me. Those back in the day was known as the liberals, and the Democrats was known as the conservatives. But fast forward to the separate but equal situation, and both parties started to change tune. Essentially switched. So the black community decided to join the Democrats because the Democrats became worried about the poor and taking care of them versus the Republicans who then turned conservative. You should do your homework before you start commenting on my videos. Esther Chan, what's up, my nigga? What's poppin'? So, putting that out there, talking about we're going to be in chains, just understand that the Republican Party will refer to your black poor ass while you're talking, while you're trying to be a conservative, not really understanding that your ass is probably on Democratic food stamps, okay? Section 8 or some shit, okay? You living off the goddamn Democrats, but you talking about being in chains with your poor black ass. I know you ain't talking, and you talking about being a conservative. Which means if anything goes south with you, the conservatives believe in not taking care of people. They should be able to handle them all. The conservatives' idea is to only make sure that the government is benefited. And how keeping the rich richer, which somehow supports the economy. But what happens if that job that's been raised in the United States go overseas? That supports the economy? Right. Well, that's a whole different conversation. But just FYI, this fool right here, Sean Thompson, is a goddamn fool. So let's move on. We talk about this man told me to prove whether or not the election was stolen or not. Well, let's see. Is there any evidence that the election was stolen?
You investigated those claims of voter fraud. Can you tell us what you found?
Not only was there not evidence of 8,000 dead voters voting in Pennsylvania, there wasn't evidence of 8.
And in each one of those instances, there was no credible evidence of fraud produced by the Trump campaign or his supporters.
I made it clear I did not agree with the idea of saying the election was stolen, putting out this stuff, which I told the president was. My opinion then and my opinion now is that the election was not stolen by fraud.
And I said, okay, well, with regard to Georgia, we looked at the tape, we interviewed the witnesses. There is no suitcase. The president kept fixating on this suitcase that supposedly had fraudulent ballots and that the suitcase was rolled out from under the table. And I said, no, sir, there is no suitcase.
There is no suitcase, sir. Oh, Trump was pissed. Republicans was pissed off that hero Georgia decides to turn blue. Wow, first time in a very long time. Until since Jimmy Carter was president. Was the last time that Georgia turned blue. And let's not forget, Jimmy Carter is from Georgia. Now, look at this asshole in the comment section, Sean Thompson. This man is sitting right here trying to antagonize Mr. Esther Ching. Esther, are you with me or you with fake news Eric Lloyd? Love how he used my full name. I appreciate that. Esther's like, sir, I'm Chinese, good sir. Now, I would do, of course, a damn impersonation, but I'm not that good at it, and I don't want to insult Chinese people, and I work for Chinese people. Chinese people are responsible for paying my motherfucking bills and signing my checks. So, I'm just going to keep that in my locker, okay? And we're going to move on to how Trump, Fox fans, Fox people, because we know y'all Trump bastards love some goddamn Fox News. So let's see how some Fox hosts reached out to certain senators during the insurrections. And let's not also forget Donald Trump Jr. and what he had to say. Let's take a look.
Mark, the president needs to tell people in the Capitol to go home. This is hurting all of us. He is destroying his legacy, Laura Ingraham wrote. Please get him on TV. Destroying everything you have accomplished, Brian Kilmeade texted. Can he make a statement? Ask people to leave the Capitol, Sean Hannity urged. He's got to condemn this ASAP. The Capitol Police tweet is not enough, Donald Trump Jr. texted. Donald Trump Jr. texted again and again, quote, we need an Oval Office address. He has to lead now. It has gone too far and gotten out of hand, end quote. These non-privileged texts are further evidence of President Trump's supreme dereliction of duty during those 187 minutes.
Those Trump people right there, freaking out during the insurrection. Now, this motherfucker said something about me being Barack Obama. Also, the nigga said I look like Tyler, the Creator, as a younger kid. Esther. That's interesting. I don't know whether to be offended by that or not. And Sean Thompson said I could be like Obama. Let me tell you this, that American citizens can kiss my ass completely. I've already said it once. That these motherfuckers, especially this coon-ass nigga right here, sitting here trying to antagonize me, getting me to talk shit, and that's completely unacceptable. I should call Sasha and Malia and get them bitches to whoop this motherfucker's ass. I also want to say that America is a place where all things are possible. You motherfuckers fucked up getting Trump a motherfucking elected. So with that being said, we're going to move on. Before I kick this motherfucker's ass up out of this damn live stream. All right. Trying me, motherfucker. Don't talk. Hey, don't do that. Don't do that. Sean Thompson. Okay? Don't do that, motherfucker. You can get your ass cussed out by Barack Obama. You understand what I'm saying? But let's talk about how Trump launched at his own Secret Service, man, because of the insurrection, wanting to go to the insurrection, which that nigga could have got his goofy ass killed, possibly. Let's take a look.
So once the president had gotten into the vehicle with Bobby, he thought that they were going up to the Capitol, and when Bobby had relayed to him, we're not, we don't have the assets to do it, it's not secure, we're going back to the West Wing. The president had very strong, a very angry response to that. The president said something to the effect of, I'm the effing president, take me up to the Capitol now. To which Bobby responded, sir, we have to go back to the West Wing. The president reached up towards the front of the vehicle to grab at the steering wheel. Mr. Engel grabbed his arm, said, sir, you need to take your hand off the steering wheel. We're going back to the West Wing. We're not going to the Capitol. Mr. Trump then used his free hand to lunge towards Bobby Engel. When Mr. Renato had recounted this story to me, he had motioned towards his clavicles.
Now, this bitch looks sad. I'm not really sure why this hoe looks sad. Okay. But this is what the bitch said about Donald Trump. Now, this motherfucker saying this hoe got caught lying. I believe you. I believe you. Okay. This shit probably didn't help because this bitch, he reached out and grabbed the steering wheel and even though I wasn't there, it was just, he grabbed his clavicles and, bitch, if you don't get your goofy ass out of here, come on now. You look like Trump done touched your ass. And if that didn't happen, this is the right time to say something, bitch. Say something right now. And you better have evidence, because Trump is seemingly untouchable. Let me just be clear. That nigga done grabbed bitches by the ponytail. Bitches done came out and said some shit. You ain't heard nothing else about him. Trump is untouchable. And clearly, I'm sitting here gonna get canceled by America because I'm talking shit about Trump. Hey, man, let's move forward into what Mitch McConnell, gobble neck, turkey neck bows that Mitch McConnell has to say about January 6th. Here we go.
Appropriate for the Republican National Committee to censure two sitting members of Congress and also use the words legitimate political discourse in talking about January 6th?
Well, let me give you my view of what happened January the 6th. We saw what happened. It was a violent insurrection for the purpose of trying to prevent the peaceful transfer of power after a legitimately certified election. The issue is whether or not the RNC should be sort of singling out members of our party who may have different views from the majority. That's not the job of the RNC.
Now, this bitch gobbleneck, creepy, goddamn jack-o'-lantern face ass bastard, this ugly motherfucker was a Trump addict. Now, goddammit, we're gonna do what we gotta do for America. Vampire face ass. There's a bunch of vampires in this motherfucker. This nigga right here was with this nigga until he brought his crazy ass mob to this nigga and he had to deal with it. See, politicians will keep on keeping on until it affects them. Then they gonna switch. And this motherfucker switched like a motherfucker. Do you understand me? And then on top of that, because of that switch, Donald Trump made some racial remarks about this bitch ass nigga's Asian wife. Now, once again, what's his name? Easter Chan, okay, was in here. Now the nigga gone. Okay, he could attest to this motherfucking situation, but we ain't gonna talk about it. Okay, this nigga right here, Mitch McConnell, is a gobbling son of a bitch. You did too much damage as it is, and I can't stand your funky ass with your old gobble neck, turk neck having ass. We finna have Thanksgiving like a motherfucker. How many Mitch McConnells you niggas finna have? Huh? Please let a nigga know. Now let's talk about this ugly face bitch.
Speaker Pelosi's Select Committee on January 6th is unlike any other committee in American history. In fact, it is the most political and least legitimate committee in American history.
Now this is a vampire-looking son of a bitch, if I ever found one. This nigga right here is the most flip-flopping, brother. It's some like I'm not even prepared to talk about this bitch-ass nigga. When it comes down to Marjorie Taylor Greene, he don't see nothing wrong. This bitch is spurting out bullshit. He don't see nothing wrong. Keep her working. Keep that bitch working in Georgia. Keep that conspiracy. We need her. The Trump followers gonna keep, as long as she's tooting the Trump horn, she's hell. She's responsible. Hell, this nigga is a crooked son of a bitch. When Nancy Pelosi ass get voted out of office, because it's going to happen, Democrats, we losing. We are losing. Joe Biden fucked it up, okay? Now listen, I prefer, now I read the comment section, but I got a motherfucking show. Let me read what the hell I'm trying to say, and then I'm going to get back to you bastards, okay? That's how this works. I read every last one of these bitches. Not besides Sean Thompson. I don't read that bastard. But anyway, This crooked son of a bitch, I can't stand him, and he will be Speaker of the House because Joe Biden is getting kicked out of office. Now, it's one or two options that's going to happen. Ron DeSantis is going to get his ugly ass up out of there, or the untouchable Trump is going to find his way to kick Ron DeSantis' ass, and it's going to be a big day. If Trump don't get his ass locked up before then, oh yeah, Ron DeSantis is gonna be our president. And no. If Trump get his ass, if he don't get his ass locked up, do expect Donald Trump to be president again, because his people ain't went away. His people ain't went away, not even in a little bit. Let's move forward to this ugly motherfucker, Lindsey bitch ass Graham. Lindsey Graham. I can't stand this snagger-tooth. This nigga got bullied back in school. Lord have mercy. Somebody get this salt shake. This nigga been kissing Trump's ass from the beginning. This nigga right here, I love. These folks that I done showed you are responsible, are solely responsible for Trump being enabled. Oh, Donald Trump is a good guy. Whatever he says, I'm with. And you can hold me down strike me down and replay these tapes. They didn't replay the tapes on Lindsey Graham, and this nigga looked like a goddamn fool. A goddamn fool. So, with that being said, we're going to move on to our dumbass of the week.
I think that is a travesty. I think that everybody should be able to tweet without being persecuted and treated like crap. So it's, watch what you tweet, because if you tweet, you can go to jail. I regret ever tweeting, but, it's a free country, and I'm allowed to say, it's free speech.
Oh my God. Oh my God, I can't believe that I had sent a tweet. I regret sending a tweet. Not storming the Capitol and potentially killing people, but sending a tweet. Oh, this bitch should have got more than 60 days. Because clearly this hoe ain't learned her lesson. And you know who's the jackass of the year? Is Sean Thompson, okay? Put that in your pipe and smoke it, okay? And Esther Chan, you're gonna get your ass cussed out. Oh, this is terrible. Then get the hell out of here then. Get your regular ass. Now I'm turning up on your ass. Get your ass up out of here. Get him out of here. Talking man. Hell, I don't give a rat's ass. My show is gonna carry on regardless. So let's talk about how some of these niggas that got locked up, how some of these niggas got their ass fucked up. Let's take a look at what happened, what they trying to do.
Nearly 3 dozen January 6 defendants have requested to be transferred to Guantanamo Bay, claiming the conditions in the D.C. prison are inhumane and that they're being forced to learn CRT. And I'm willing to believe that prison is inhumane, but they're not teaching your dumbass CRT. But yeah, go to Gitmo. Terrorists should be around other terrorists.
Stupid. Trump supporters are stupid. I've said it. I will say it again. Trump supporters are idiotic. They live in their own fantasy world. Now, this show is going on an hour, so I got to speed rush this bitch because I got shit to do tomorrow. So with that being said, and my computer's slowing up like a bastard, which means it's about that motherfucking time. It is about that time. As soon as my computer starts acting right, we can get it jigging and moving. But what I'm being said is that this whole show is to talk about how Trump is going to find his ass in jail. See, I milked that this whole show so that I could educate you guys on what actually happened at the insurrection. What is being said in the hearings. Well, let's have 5 takeaways from what has happened in the hearings.
Here are 5 takeaways from the last live January 6th committee hearing until September. Former President Donald Trump ignored pleas from family, staff, members of Congress, and allies to call off rioters and condemn violence on January 6th. 487 minutes between his ellipse speech and his video asking them to go home. Trump did not make calls on January 6th for extra law enforcement. Former Vice President Mike Pence did. Pence's security detail feared for their lives while they were trying to evacuate him. Trump refused to say the election was over in outtakes of a January 7th video. Josh Hawley, who raised money off of a photo of him fist-pumping rioters and who voted against certifying the 2020 election results, fled the Senate chamber on January 6th.
Do y'all see that bitch-ass nigga? Oh, yeah, white power, yeah, January 6th, yeah! Running from the same crowd that he's, yeah, as Donald Trump do. Yeah! The same nigga promoting the motherfucker, oh, yeah! We're not gonna take it. No, we're not gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. Them niggas, oh yeah, they scared the hell out of him when they done turned up. When they start getting their weapons, start beating the police ass, this nigga's like, all right, I got to go. But that's the same nigga that keep promoting on this bullshit. Oh yeah, it's not an insurrection. Oh yeah, these things are not going on. Okay, so let's see what happened when Congress decided to subpoena this bastard. And we're going to get into what subpoena means and all that other bullshit.
So this afternoon, I am offering this resolution that the committee direct the chairman to issue a subpoena for relevant documents and testimony under oath from Donald John Trump in connection with the January 6th attack on the United States Capitol.
A recorded vote is requested.
Ms. Cheney?
Aye.
Ms. Cheney, aye. Ms. Lofgren?
Aye.
Ms. Lofgren, aye. Mr. Schiff?
Aye.
Mr. Schiff, aye. Mr. Aguilar?
Aye.
Mr. Aguilar, aye. Mrs. Murphy?
Aye.
Mrs. Murphy, aye. Mr. Raskin?
Aye.
Mr. Raskin, aye. Mrs. Luria?
Aye.
Mrs. Luria, aye.
Eric
Mr.
Lloyd?
Kinzinger?
Hell yeah!
Mr. Kinzinger, aye. Mr. Chairman?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, aye.
The resolution is agreed to.
So let's get into it. On October 13th, 2 days ago, about this, the committee voted unanimously to subpoena former President bitch-ass Trump. Given Trump's history, it's unlikely that he will comply with the subpoena. In February 2021, for Trump's second impeachment trial, the House-led impeachment manager, Representative Jamie Raskin, whatever the hell that bitch's last name is, asked him to testify about the events on January 6th. But his ugly, raggedy, pumpkin-headed bastard ass refused. Trump has consistently urged other Republicans not to cooperate with the House committee's investigation, and he has not cooperated with other major investigations of his own alleged crimes and other matters. He has a small window during which time to comply, as the House of Committee must dissolve at the end of the year when Congress ends. Hey, my nigga Chan, Esther, peace, brother. God bless. Good night and good riddance. Sean Thompson, I've been waiting for your ass to leave this whole time. I'm going to be honest with you. I've been purposely ignoring your black ass until I had no other choice but to respond to some shit because it had to do with what the hell I was saying. But anyway, that's what the hell happened. These bastards subpoenaed this nigga. So let's move forward with what a subpoena is. A subpoena, or witness summons, is a writ issued by a government agency, most often a court, or to compel testimony by a witness or production of evidence under a penalty for failure. Don't know what the hell that means. In case an inspection, the recipient has a time frame of 2 weeks during which time they can object the subpoena. But ignoring the instructions contained on a subpoena carries severe penalties for its recipient. For example, if you do not show up on date and time mentioned for the subpoena, you can be held in contempt of court and forced to pay a big-ass fine sent to jail, or both. Trump ass is going to jail. Now, let's get into objecting the subpoena. Objecting to the subpoena imposes either an undue burden or expense. Trump got money, so that ain't one excuse. He didn't unburden the United States motherfucking Capitol, so that ain't an excuse. Seek documents containing irrelevant information. Hell no, they got the right information. January 6th, bitch. What the hell happened there? Or is vague or ambiguous, or seeks disclosure of trade secrets or other privileged and confidential information. Nothing that happened January 6th is confidential besides the bitch-ass president sending them niggas over there. So, let's see, outside of my definition, breaking this shit down, reading this shit to you niggas, let's see what it does.
The President
what does
of
it
the
mean?
United States subpoenaed, not subpoenaed by the Justice Department, but subpoenaed by a congressional committee. Does that matter for him?
It absolutely matters. It's huge to what the committee, they've been considering doing the subpoena for a while. They have subpoenaed dozens of other individuals throughout their investigation, but today the committee made it clear they need to hear from Trump himself. Now, of course, as the committee alluded to just before the vote, just because they send the subpoena doesn't mean that Trump will agree to it. He could easily challenge it, and that could potentially lead to more complications both in the court and within Congress. But this is really teeing up the work, the final conclusion for the January 6th committee, as well as the work for the Department of Justice, which is also putting an investigation into the events around the January 6th insurrection.
So there you have it, folks. So here's the deal. If bitch-ass Trump decides to ignore the subpoena, he will be fined heavily and or subjected to jail time, which is the whole point of this video. Honestly, this is a damned if he do, damned if he don't situation. Donald Trump has only a few options here. He can ignore it, and understanding that he's a big fish and that they've been coming after this nigga for a certain amount of time, he's going to go to jail. He can obstruct it, which without valid evidence could only hold the trial for a certain amount of time. Or he can go and testify. But if he lie under oath to Congress, Trump ass go to jail. And lastly, if he goes there and tells the truth, that will incriminate him, and Trump goes to jail. So there's so many ways Trump ass is going his stanky, raggedy, pale, but trying to spray on orange paint ass in jail. He's going, folks. He's going, folks. He's going completely to jail. And let me tell you something. They can kiss my ass. I am never, and I absolutely mean ever, going to jail. The people of America know I am the greatest there ever was. There's never been anybody better, folks. There's never been anybody better. And I am going to do the best I can to get past this, because quid pro quo, whatever the hell, all of the people trying to get me impeached, it never worked. I never got jailed, so it won't happen this time. Yeah! That's Trump for your ass. He talking about he ain't never going to jail. But according to what I just laid out for you motherfuckers, that nigga going to jail. That nigga going to jail. You see what they did to Al Capone? They sent that nigga to jail on tax evasion. This nigga, every move he can make, he's going to jail. This motherfucker can only hope that he objects the subpoena, which prolongs it, and hope it's successful. But based on the understanding of objecting a subpoena, what lines would he have would have to be crossed for that to happen. And I guarantee you that Congress was so swift about not having any of these issues happen as to why they came to a unanimous decision to subpoena this bastard. Oh shit, it don't look good. Don't look good for Trump, old raggle ass Trump. It don't look good, y'all. Trump ass is going to jail. And you can either accept it, you can love it, you can suck it, one or the other. But you're going to have to deal with the fact that Trump ass is going to jail. Now, because this is already extended over my hour limit, which is I only wanted to go an hour, we're going to show a little brief news clip, and I'm going to end the motherfucking show. So, and we're going to talk about the little news clip, and then we're going to move on from there. I'm going to try to run through the motherfuckers. So here we go. All right? But Trump ass going to jail. There's nothing nobody can do about it. Amen.
Americans are not expected to get much relief from soaring inflation, according to September price figures set to be released today. Consumer prices have risen more than 8% in the past year. Russia reportedly used Iranian-made kamikaze drones to strike again in areas around Kyiv. This is the fourth consecutive day residents have awoken to air raid sirens. A Connecticut jury ordered InfoWars host Alex Jones to pay nearly $1 billion in damages for pain and suffering caused to families of Sandy Hook school shooting victims. A Democratic councilwoman in Los Angeles, Nuri Martinez, stepped down Wednesday following a furor over racist remarks from a leaked audio recording. And the House committee investigating the January 6th Capitol attack will likely hold its final hearing today as they continue to try and prove that Trump played a central role in efforts to overturn the 2020 election. For news and headlines, head over to cbnnews.com and subscribe to the Quick Start newsletter at quickstart.news.
Prices are going to hell high. Yes, that's the hell happening. I done bought a motherfucking pizza that's usually $16. That bitch cost me $22. Now it's either one or two things. Prices is already sky high to the motherfucking hell or heavens, wherever the hell you worship. Or shit is actually going up. And based on that news segment, shit is going up. Number two, I forgot the second motherfucking one. Russia ass tripping like a motherfucking bitch ass niggas. And let me just say this. Putin, if you strike Ukraine with a nuke, you're getting your ass blown to smithereens. And that ain't my saying. So you TikTok, don't take me off for saying this bullcrap. That's what NATO is saying. So think twice about using bombs, nuclear bombs in Ukraine, and see what the hell the response is going to be. I don't give a damn about what the news article said. Think we playing. Think it's a game. You're going to entice World War III quick, fast, in a hurry. And I'm going to tell you, us Americans is ready to get it over with. So to you Russians out there, y'all economy will fall. Based on how the United States military is set up, we got shit everywhere to prepare for a war just in case it popped off. And I don't know if you guys have realized, but you used a lot of resources on Ukraine. So my question is, do you really want the smoke from the United States and the United Nations? I'm asking, because y'all, hey, I'm asking, do you really want this smoke? Hey, let's just be real with it. Number two, I forgot what the hell is next, but hopefully I'm gonna nail this shit. What is the next one? Alex Jones. This goofy-headed bastard. See, I have a premise. I do research, okay? I go based off of where I was at that specific time. Okay, so not only do I use the actual definition of some stuff, but then I give my opinion and what I experienced at that specific time or what I've learned over time. Alex Jones is a conspiracy theory. He makes this shit up on his own, sells it to the community, and they buy it, saying some shit about the victims of Sandy Hook. First off, you don't even cross that fucking line when it has to do with kids, you dumb bastard. You don't cross that line. You don't say anything that has to do... When kids have lost their lives, you sick fucko. You shut the hell up. You might report on the damn news, but you don't spread conspiracy theories about actual children that have died. And some of you Trump supporters and Republicans have supported this man and watched this man. Hell, President Trump was even a fan of this man. And now he has to pay damn near $1 billion to the victims because he ran his goddamn mouth, spreading conspiracy theories. And last time I checked, Alex Jones ain't got no goddamn $1 billion. His company ain't even worth $1 billion. What the hell? I'm probably skipping one like a motherfucker. But this racist bitch, I don't know what she said. So I'm not going to even act like I just heard the bitch made a racial comment. She got caught on a live mic. Bitch, you should know better. It's 2022. It's finna be 2023. Quick, fast, in a hurry, bitch. You don't... The FBI have been... I know they looking at my black ass. They seeing my hairline go all the way back here. They know what the hell going on. I'm sure my house is tapped right now. You don't think as a fucking elected appointee person that you could watch what the hell you say, you dumb bastard? Lord, how much, ladies and gentlemen, this is the show. I'm tired as a motherfucker, okay? I done gave you an hour of my motherfucking time. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a great night. Trump ass is going to jail. I hope I gave you enough evidence. Yes, the nigga is guilty. I posed the question at the beginning of the string. The nigga is guilty as hell. And he only got a couple of options because that nigga's getting locked up. And Ron DeSantis will be our next president. I'm not voting for the bastard, but I guarantee you Joe Biden sleepy ass ain't getting elected again. The nigga done tore up the goddamn economy, which was already on that way from Trump, but Trump didn't have to take the backlash from the shit. Then you got sleepy ass Joe Biden falling asleep behind the goddamn wheel. Now he done drove the economy to a potential recession. Okay, Lord have mercy. I'll be a goddamn fool to vote for damn Joe Biden again. And I got the nigga elected in office in the first place. Lord have mercy. So with that being said, I'm not voting for Ron DeSantis, but I guarantee you what, if he is the Republican nominee, the nigga's president, you can mark his ticket to the motherfucking White House. You can mark it. And I need to start doing my research on Ron DeSantis to realize and understand if I want that crooked bastard to be the president of the United States. Because he's the only nigga that got a possibility of beating Donald Trump. And Donald Trump worried. The next thing you know, Donald Trump might force another motherfucking country to goddamn do a quid pro quo and an investigation on Ron DeSantis. So stay tuned, motherfuckers. It ain't over with till it's over. But this show is over. And with that being said, good night.